it's already been decided. So Jestdoki is striking Battlefield to get started, and RP4 is going to strike Town and Battlefield. So they double struck that.
They really don't want to
right,
play
we do not want to go to Battlefield.
They really do not like Battlefield, man. What did Battlefield ever do to you guys?
So let's go ahead and update this scoreboard. Losers finals. Reset score. And there's Jestdoki. Alright, so it looks like they have decided to go ahead and go to PS2 on this one. And did you see, Cherry? You got your $15 for tonight, man.
Oh, I had not realized that until just now. Like,
oh, yeah, no. So Solidus came in and dropped it in super quick as soon as I made the announcement on the donation. My goal is to get you a maximum of $50 a month. So $15 for every 4 weeks. If we hit 60, I'll figure out something fun to do with the $10. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that we did something for your weekly commentary on this. And yeah, came out on top with that and pretty quickly. So
that's so awesome. Thank you so much. But now we're seeing again with that Pyra and Mythra, man, and it's kind of been the story, and maybe not so much in the entire scene, but it's definitely something I've been seeing talked about a lot, is this character Pyra and Mythra. And there's a lot of discussion and a lot of like evidence for both sides of like how good do we think this character is, and like what can people do with this character.
Woo! Just getting it started already. He has been using Luigi Tornado to really kind of stuff a lot of I think is that Mythra or is that Pyra? Yeah, that's Mythra. He's been stuffing Mythra pretty quickly with Luigi Tornado, and then you guys see the Creamery is open tonight.
Yes, and as I was gonna say, people should be talking about Luigi, because look at that, man. Like, that was an insane amount of damage, and that's what I mean. Like, if you're able to pump yourself up, like when you get one of those combos, like let's say like you're Jess and you get your crazy Luigi's you to death, even if it's like something that's a bit like out there in terms of like if you can get it or not. If you do get that, you're gonna be feeling so good, and it's gonna put you ahead in the match, and that's what we're seeing. But nice use of that foresight from Mythra, and that's what I was actually gonna talk about before Jess said, "Hey, look at me, guys," because Luigi, man, he needs some attention too, because he's just crazy. And like you were saying, like yes, like that. Honestly, that Cyclone, it's actually very crazy how it can kind of just stuff out certain approach options from Mythra, and it's kind of what I was talking about with Solidus, where Solidus doesn't necessarily have one of those options yet where he's able to figure out like, all right, how can I punish these moves from Mythra? And just his option is, I'm going to stay patient. I'm not going to try and run towards you, because chances are if we run at each other, you're always making it here first. Mythra's just very fast, and like being Luigi, you know for a fact that you're going to need to get the grab anyways. So if Mythra is going to run up to you, you might as well do that.
Creamery. Open for business. Tastes good.
Giving them out for free right now. Free samples.
Yep.
100% off. Let's see. Going for the horizontal read. Oh, just unfortunate. Unshields early, although at the same time, had he held shield, I'm not sure if that would have not poked. It's a very large hitbox. But this is being relatively close. And one thing we have noticed about Mythra is that down B from Jest, the few times he's starting to get it now this match, look at that foresight, man. And I think that's kind of evident that RP4 is practicing this character, is kind of labbing out like what he can get away with in a sense with that move. And it's something that I haven't even seen a bunch of from even higher level Mythra. And it's very interesting to me, because that, like, when you're able to just decide when you don't want to get hit by something anymore, and when you do that, you don't even take the damage for the move anymore, that's like a crazy buff or a perk of a character. And I still don't know where I would put this character if I had to rank them, but I know they'd be pretty high in my list. They'd be pretty good. It's just that, at the same time, I don't know, man. There's just so much to this character. especially like with Pyra as well. That side B, the pizza, it can be used as an edge guard tool. You can infinite with it. She's got giant hitboxes, man. She just has a lot of great tools, and Luigi getting stuffed out there by RP4. What a crazy interaction this was. We see Jest trying to force RP4 to approach. RP4 knows this, kind of hanging back his own, and Luigi needs to approach now because he's just trying to get something done. And as soon as RP4 sees the approach done, he goes for that dash attack, gets the pizza for the edge guard, sees that Jest is holding that side B for a bit too long, and goes for that forward air, knowing that Jest can do nothing but release it. And even then, he's going to take him out. Really great knowledge on RP4's part, as well as just a shift in playstyle here.
Alright, looks like RP4 is striking Battlefield and Smashville on this next one. Is there going to be a stage strategy coming up on this one, Cherry?
I kind of hope so, personally. I think that after that second game, we kind of... Although at the same time, I feel like it would be... I think we will see a stage switch. But at the same time, I don't think that's necessarily the most required, because I feel that that last match was somewhat... It was close, but at the same time, we saw at the end, RP4 just switch up his playstyle once. And that was all it took to kind of end it.
Yeah.
Like, we saw him be very aggressive with Mythra, and it kind of allowed Jestdoki to stay in the game. He got all the way to the last stock situation, 1-1, had the percent lead, literally decided, I'm going to run in now. And I feel like had he not done that, he probably would have not lost his stock as early as he did off of that one dash attack interaction. At the same time, I think the match would definitely still be going on. It would have been a much longer match. And Just decides to stay at PS2, which I think is fine. I don't really know, like, besides maybe Battlefield or something like that, I don't really know which stages he'd want to prefer. I feel that, like, a Northern Cave is probably too wide for Luigi. It doesn't help him in this regard. I know small Battlefield's a thing. Maybe that's something he would like. But at the same time, if you're that close in terms of, like, getting the W, why would you switch, you know, when you could just kind of get a bit better? And there we go. Seeing the one weakness that Mythra has is that recovery in terms of distance vertically just does not really have that high of a recovery. And it's the one thing that makes me doubt this character, because just all he did was down tilt, man. And Mythra died at like 70-something%. And if that's all it takes to kill the character sometimes, because she doesn't have a jump or something, like, that's a big weakness. Alright, Jest here, making some really good work of this second stock from Mythra. I wonder if we'll be seeing that switch come sooner or later. Low shield for Jestdoki. Cannot shield too much longer, that's a break. Oh, is able to unshield. Nice job. Nice shield pressure. Just using that side beacon to recover. Isn't able to stay on stage for too long. Alright, switches to Pyra. Oh, nice work from Jest, and that's one thing that I think was super great on his part. He knew that Luigi's jab would be able to beat out Pyra's neutral B, since like the drift and charge was there, and he didn't necessarily worry. He just rolled through, knew that RP4 would not be able to react.
Yeah.
See you later, Luigi.
Now, question: is there a weight difference when you or transform to these characters?
Yes, and so that's another interesting thing.
And just as I said that, Solid is clocked in with the Costco crown.
Yeah, he's got to get that special deal on him. He's got his Costco card ready. And pretty much the weight difference, I think that it goes, Mythra is lighter by a, like, not crazy amount, but she's like lower midweight, and then Pyra is like upper midweight. She's about as heavy as Wolf. Neither are as light as like Sephiroth, who's like pretty darn light.
Okay.
But It actually does. It's just significant enough to where if you just switch to Pyra and get hit by something that would normally kill Mythra, she'd live still. So like often in a high stakes situation, if you're comfortable with playing Pyra and it's a matchup where you're definitely gonna need to, it's often just optimal to switch to Pyra just for that small amount of time that you might be living that longer.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah. All right, now we're seeing Jest trolling this next game.
Yep, I was going to say, he is going to pick up on it, and we got a tie ball game. Catch a replay of that killer crown.
Yeah, great awareness from Jest. And this is kind of what I was talking about with other players, just anyone in general. Like, if you're playing a Pyra and Mythra, and you aren't in a tech situation, you haven't fallen over, they haven't hit you once. Like, let's say, like right here, Jest is just standing. Like, he's not. This situation isn't one of those situations where like you need a tech. If you're able to shield that move, or they just do it and you're not there yet, just F smash him. Just do your strongest thing move real quick. Just do whatever you need to do to get some damage racked on, because it's gonna hit. The amount of end lag on that Mythra side B is crazy. You can even release early on shield, not too early, but early enough to where the vulnerability on Mythra's body comes back, and you can actually just punch while she's still teleporting, and she has a rather large hurt box. So it's not just an invulnerable teleporting move. It does have weaknesses.
Gotcha.
Especially if like you have a projectile or something, you can just throw it in and she just gets sent flying.
Cool deal. All right. Well, looks like they step back, and I don't see any bans just yet. Hold on. No bans, no strikes just yet. We'll see in just a second. Or was there? I banned Smashville and Town and City. Okay, it looks like they were. But we haven't seen what RP4 wants to get rid of. Ba, ba, ba. Once again, thanks to everybody that is hanging out with us tonight. We're tied up at 1-1 apiece here in losers finals. RP4 taking on Jestdoki. Jestdoki with a little bit of a fall from grace. He was in winners finals and to some degree was pretty much picked to do pretty well, considering this week, if I'm not correct, I believe the pecking order was RP4, BW Style, Solidus, then Jestdoki. So okay, looks like they're going to small battlefield. They just had a gentleman's agreement on that. We've got 9,000 with the Cramalicious. You know what we got to do? I need to just pay Tony Barker to be on the show, Tony Baker to come through one night, and then that way I could just have him officially just only tag in and say stuff on those things.
Look at this. We're seeing the switch to Inkling. Now, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure why you'd want to switch off of Pyra and Mythra, considering how good they were doing against Luigi. I definitely think they're a much stronger character against Luigi, just with their swords and everything that Luigi kind of has to deal with. But at the same time, he did succumb to that cold cramp so many times, and that did not look good for my case as to why he would want to switch off, because he's barely taken 20 damage, and Jest already lost that stock. So I'll shut up about that. I'll tell you about Inkling, I guess. Inkling, character that gets a lot off a grab, literally the grab god. Their movement is also like probably some of the best in the game, because see how like low they get into the ground when they dash? That actually makes their hurt box that small. So a lot of characters, even short characters with grabs, like that grow for grabs, can't grab them when they are that low. And they also can dodge moves like Pikachu, Thunder Jolt, and like some Mario fireballs and things like that. It's a really interesting like character in terms of how you utilize your movement and your dash animation. And for Luigi, the one thing he's going to want to try to use in this matchup that's similar to Pyra and Mythra is that Luigi is a character that really gets a lot off of his grab as well. So anytime that RP4 throws a bad approach option off, tries to go for a dash attack, tries to like get too aggressive on Jest with an option that Jest can easily grab or counter or down B or whatnot, he needs to really make the most of those interactions. But it looks like RP4 is content to kind of just staying right outside of his range, using the Ink Bomb and the Roller kind of in a way of just like kind of baiting out what Jest will do when he'll get impatient. And sometimes we're seeing that work really well where Jest is just in a situation where he either can't defend himself or where like he tries to get aggressive. And as soon as he does, we're seeing RP4 go for those rollers, go for those bombs, knowing that he can't shield, going for the F smash like right there where he couldn't defend himself. And not necessarily using too much of the grab, but at the same time, it's understandable when you're playing against somebody who also knows like that they get a lot off of grab. You don't want to just play into their own strength and put yourself into those situations. But as I say that, we see this, I'll call it the sideways cold cram, but
yeah.
it's a bit of RNG too, man. That super misfire, or the green missile, whatever you want to call it, kind of gets just back into this game here, in this losers finals, man. Down by about 30%. Still getting hit by these bombs, and keep in mind, every single ink, like every single like paintball or whatever of ink that lands on Luigi increases the damage output that Inkling has by 1.5 times. So there's a lot of damage that's racked up on Luigi, and any paint that is still shown on the ground makes it so it's harder for Luigi to move across it. So Luigi gets slower. So like that's kind of why it seems like a lot of like Jest approaches aren't very decent, because every time he gets like punished for approaching, like he gets hit or more paint gets added to him, he's slower, he gets beaten up more, he takes more damage, and it just becomes one of those games of where Inkling just is kind of having their way with Luigi here. And while it's close, there's a lot of options that Inkling has that may just be able to end this. So just really gotta stay in this. Don't get too aggressive. Don't throw out any options that could get you punished too much. Oh, that green missile. Lots of shield stun. We could have up smash. Luigi doesn't get punished too hard for it. He went too high. Gets forward tilted. 150% is Jest. Another bomb. Doesn't get hit by it. Another bomb.
Yep.
Oh man. Has to charge up the ink. I think that those are the opportunities where Jest really needs to punish RP4 when he can, if any, even if it's just a fireball, is making sure that he's saying that, hey, you can't charge your ink this time. And even if he's not really punishing it, he needs to at least put up options that will make RP4 freak out and get scared and maybe throw up his shield, so that at least he's not charging his ink full time, but this might be it.
Oh, gets out of it just in time.
No punish from RP4. Kind of trying to get there as fast as he could, but just wasn't able to get something out of it. There it is. There's the grab. Booyah. Not going to get it. Really scary match, but that's going to be it.
RP4 going up 2-1.
I think the few adjustments we kind of see here, no punish off of this, and that was kind of surprising, but kind of just delayed the inevitable here, as we see just kind of just such a high percent, man. And there is a few things that he could have done, like trying to get his cram, but like he doesn't even get the chance here. And I think that if you're Jest in this next game, you just gotta make your approach options a bit more manageable, a bit cleaner. We saw a lot of the times he tried to approach or try to get like a move in, we see that Jest just got punished over and over and over, until the point where his stock would be at such a high percent that he would just get back aired, he'd get up smash, forward smash, buried, whatever. And even the paint bomb killed him at one point too. Looks like they're running it back though. So I think that if Jest, similar to what we've been seeing in these past games, is able to make the adjustments, he just needs to keep up in damage. We'll just be able to do it. Get this to a game 5. Ooh, and that was an interesting play. I think what RP4 was going for there, we did some just kind of drop and then like go beneath that platform, and we see him kind of use either side B or whatnot, and he's probably trying to get to that other side. You do retain your jump when you use side B as Inkling, and let's see here, just able to get through still, not too far out of it yet. Gets the grab, nice. Let's get something off of it. Gets a little bit off of it, nice. Does not get the 2-frame with that. Uh-oh. Let's see what he does here. Goes from there. Not able to get anything off of it. Does not want to overextend either. You do not want to overextend here if you're Jest. Gets the grab again, nice. Has the percent lead. Gets the parry and the down smash. Just kind of looking like he could kind of make this comeback now. He's playing a bit more passive. We're seeing how, as RP4 gets into space, he's allowing opportunities to just kind of come to him as they do. Ooh, unfortunate. Nice work on RP4's part, kind of stuffing out Jest. Welcome back, Luxray. Ooh, that shield broke. Almost there, man. But I don't know if I'll have enough time to make sure that we can get it. At 114, 126 now is RP4. Still has another stock.
Did I miss any crayons?
I don't believe so.
Okay, cool.
Unless you look in chat. We have seen Solidus say the word cram.
A lot, yeah.
At least a lot, yeah. Alright, goes for one right there. Does not get it. The parry off of it. Kind of getting knocked around now. Luigi has to get something here. Just has to get any sort of move here. He cannot allow any more bleeding to happen. Not anything yet. Gets poked by up air. Will down B do it? It does. Just stop the bleeding, but for how long? Oh man, just barely living here. No ink for RP4.
What?
And that's, oh my god, that's what I was talking about, is that you see, like, you put Jestdoki into one of those situations where he's able to get that turning point. He forced a situation where Inkling was balling on him for so long. We see him throw the bomb, go down there, use his up B, use the up tilt even, try to go for up smash, ran out of ink here, had no like roller or up smash or something powerful to hit him with, and then just said, you know what, I'm going for it, and just went for that side B, got the luck of the gods, and got that powerful side B version, the sideways cram. I don't know what you want to call it, the cram special. I don't know, man, but
that deserved an official right. Yes, that's exactly what he was looking for, and he got it, man.
Yeah, and I kind of talked about this. I'm not sure how long ago it was tonight, but it was tonight. Was the this whole tournament when you're like in a situation where you're kind of at a down, like in your motivation, or like you're playing somebody's just like really just putting you in the corner, like we saw just at 160, 165. He was able to just get that one move that he could trust to just like give him something. And now he brought this to a game 5, and same stage, same characters, and this will definitely be an interesting final, because this is just not what I expected. None of us could have predicted that Jess would have gotten that very nice
all the way to game 5.
Yeah, Jess is on fire tonight. I mean, right now he's on paint, because like there's just so much paint down here.
No, he's completely orange.
Yeah, no longer green Mario, but I guess orange Mario?
Yeah.
Oh, and nice up smash coming out from RP4. Making sure to keep that ink covered. And a lot of times, Inkling is one of those characters that people say, like, you have to make sure that you're being very resource heavy and making sure that, like, you use all of your ink, but also making sure that when you're reloading it is when you've taken your opponent's stock and kind of optimizing that downtime that you would have. But, like, I think that RP4 is kind of just more so worrying about if he's able to rack on as much damage as possible and as much, like, stocks as possible. And I think that that's the approach that more Inkling should take. I think that, like, in these situations, Inkling is fast enough to kind of charge up a bit of ink and then go for some sort of extra punish option. But we're going to see the back throw. That's going to kill. However, Jest is still at 114, but I will not say that he's out of it yet. But nice use of the ink gun there. Like, look at that. That's so smart. It's not an option that you'd expect to be that useful, especially because a lot of players just kind of write it off as like a joke move almost, but especially since it wastes so much ink. But there it kind of forced him, Jest into a weird situation that he's not very familiar with. It wasn't necessarily like a ledge or edge guard situation, but it also was like one of those situations where he just still was off stage and forced to not be able to make it back yet. And now we're seeing RP4 in a much different situation than he has in the past, where that bomb exploding, unfortunate, still very close to Jestdoki, and putting him at an even percentage, now getting lapped, gets the booyah, is Inkling, and has to get through all of this barrage of ink in more ways than one. And I think that you just have to keep applying the pressure. You can't allow him to wait like that, because as he gets more ink, it's just going to be more damage.
Oh!
Nice use of that up B, and it gets him back into this again. And I keep saying that there's so much damage, but honestly, at this point, it seems like Jess is almost using that to his advantage, using the rage, as well as like that pressure of RP4 being like, well, yeah, like I've got him at 90, like it's fine, guys, it's fine. As himself, he's only at maybe 70, 80, just getting to 90, and then Jess is able to get that move he needs so dearly in this situation, man. That up B. Oh, this might be it. And that... It's not it!
Oh, DI's out of it.
Great. That's it.
And that was the follow-up he needed.
And that's how he got here today. Oh, man. What a match.
A reverse cram.
A lot of crammage. Yeah, that interestingly enough, Inkling, back when the game came out, that berry to forward smash was like really broken as a kill confirm. It was just so like you can't really mash